What if I told you that to truly find yourself, you need to disappear? Not in the sense of running away or vanishing into thin air, but by stepping back, retreating from the noise, the distractions, and the endless expectations that consume your time and energy. This is about making a deliberate and quiet decision to focus on yourself, a choice that feels almost rebellious in today's hyper-connected world. A few years ago, I was lost. Maybe you've been there too. Every day felt like running on a treadmill, constantly moving but never truly getting anywhere. Between the demands of work, the grip of social media, and the relentless pursuit to keep up, I found myself disconnected and drowning in expectations that weren't even mine. One night, while scrolling aimlessly through my phone, I caught myself comparing my life to strangers online. Their success, their joy, their seemingly perfect moments. The more I scrolled, the smaller I felt. Then, a simple yet profound question stopped me in my tracks. Asterisk, whose life am I living? The answer was unsettling. I realized I was living for everyone but myself, chasing approval, seeking validation, and bending into shapes I thought I should be. It wasn't just exhausting, it was suffocating. So I made a choice. I didn't announce it, explain it, or wait for anyone's permission. Slowly, intentionally, I began to pull back. I logged off social media for a week. Instead of scrolling, I started journaling each morning. I carved out moments of reflection, not to meet someone else's standards, but to understand my own. At first, the quiet was uncomfortable. The silence felt unfamiliar, even unsettling. But as the noise faded, something extraordinary happened. I began to hear a voice I hadn't recognized in years. My own. That simple act of disappearing, done in the quietest and most intentional way, changed everything. It wasn't about abandoning responsibilities or escaping the world. It was about creating space to rediscover who I truly was. And now, I want to share this with you. If you've been feeling lost, overwhelmed, or trapped in a cycle of expectations that don't feel like your own, disappearing might be exactly what you need. Disappearing isn't about hiding. It's about stepping back so you can move forward with clarity, purpose, and authenticity. It's about tuning out the noise so you can finally hear what really matters. So are you ready to take the first step? First, don't forget to subscribe and tap the notification bell to stay updated on more empowering videos like this one. Let's dive in. Why does it feel like, no matter what you do, you're not moving forward? In today's world, feeling stuck is more common than ever. Every day feels like a constant tug of war, juggling responsibilities, meeting expectations, and battling endless distractions. From the moment you wake up, it seems like you're already behind. You're rushing to catch up on messages, emails, and deadlines. And then there's the scrolling, the perfectly curated lives on social media that make you question your own. But here's the truth. You're not stuck because you're not trying hard enough. You're stuck because your energy is scattered in too many directions. Think about your mornings. How often do you start the day in reaction mode, You grab your phone and instantly you're bombarded with notifications, emails, and updates, other people's priorities. Your mental bandwidth is consumed before you've even considered what you truly need. This isn't your fault. We live in a world designed to distract us. Take social media, for example. It's not just an innocent escape. It's engineered to keep you hooked. The endless scroll, likes, and comments aren't random. They trigger dopamine hits that feel satisfying in the moment but leave you emptier over time. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic philosopher, once said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. But how do you find that strength when your mind is drowning in distractions? The problem isn't just the distractions themselves, it's the cost. Every moment spent comparing yourself to someone else chips away at your confidence. Every time you say yes to things that don't truly matter, you're saying no to what does. Feeling stuck often comes from living unintentionally. Instead of writing your own story, you're caught reacting to everything around you. This leads to burnout, overwhelm, and a sense of detachment from what truly matters. It's not just distractions causing this. Expectations play a huge role too. Society imposes invisible rules about where you should be by a certain age. The perfect career, the right relationship, the ideal lifestyle. And when you don't meet these milestones, it's easy to feel like a failure. But what if the problem isn't that you're failing? What if the issue is that you're chasing the wrong goals altogether? Your mind is like a garden. Left unattended, weeds like self-doubt, distractions, and societal pressures take over. They choke out the things that truly matter, the things that bring you joy and fulfillment. The key to feeling unstuck isn't doing more. It's doing what matters most. Realize this, and you will find strength. But how do you harness that power when your mind is constantly bombarded with noise? The issue isn't just the distractions. It's what they steal from you. Every time you compare your life to someone else's, you lose a little clarity on your own path. Every time you say yes to something you don't genuinely care about, you're saying no to something that could have been meaningful. Life feels stuck when you're not living intentionally. Instead of being the author of your story, you've become a passive observer. The result? Overwhelm, exhaustion, and a growing disconnect from what truly matters. But distractions aren't the only problem. Expectations weigh us down as well. Society subtly imposes invisible rules. By this age, you should have this career. By that age, you should own this home or be in that relationship. When you fall short of these benchmarks, even if they're completely arbitrary, it's easy to feel like a failure. But what if the problem isn't that you're failing? What if the real issue is that you're chasing the wrong goals altogether? Think of your mind as a garden. When neglected, it becomes overrun with weeds, self-doubt, distractions, and societal pressure. These weeds choke out the joy and fulfillment that lie at the core of your being. The longer they grow unchecked, the harder it becomes to uncover what truly matters. Here's the good news. You can take back control. The first step is realizing this. The life you're living might not entirely be your own. Instead, it may be a patchwork stitched together from societal expectations, endless comparisons, and unconscious habits. Recognizing this is empowering. Once you see it, you can begin to rewrite your story with intention and purpose. You've inherited a way of life without question, but you don't have to continue living this way. You don't have to stay stuck. To change, though, you'll need to make a bold choice. Step away from the noise. Stop reacting to the world around you, and start listening to the world within you. While you may not be able to eliminate distractions or pressures overnight, you can choose how much power you give them. It all begins with one small yet transformative decision: to disappear. Not forever, but just long enough to reset and rediscover what truly matters to you. Now, you might be wondering, what does it mean to disappear? Disappearing isn't about vanishing completely or abandoning your life. It's about stepping back, not from your responsibilities, but from the noise and distractions that keep you stuck. It's about intentionally creating space for clarity and transformation. The first step is understanding why disappearing matters. When you're constantly surrounded by distractions, social media, endless notifications, or the expectations of others, it's nearly impossible to hear your own thoughts. Your inner voice, the one that truly understands what you want, gets drowned out. To disappear is to reclaim your focus. But let's clarify, disappearing isn't about isolation or running away. It's about looking inward and finding the courage to confront yourself. It's about quietly stepping off the stage of public performance so you can start living authentically. Pulling back can feel daunting. Why? Because we've been conditioned to equate constant connection with value. The more visible you are, the more successful you're perceived to be, right? Social media amplifies this belief, rewarding visibility with likes, followers, and validation. But visibility is not the same as growth. In fact, it often keeps us stuck. The more energy you dedicate to performing for others, the less energy you have for genuine transformation. Take a moment to reflect. How much of your life is lived for others? How often do you make decisions based on what you think will impress, please, or satisfy someone else? Disappearing is about freeing yourself from distractions and giving yourself permission to step back, even if it feels uncomfortable at first. When you do this, remarkable things happen. You begin to see what truly matters. With fewer distractions, you can focus on your values, goals, and desires. Letting go of the need for external validation allows you to live more authentically. You'll also find you have more energy for what's important without constantly comparing yourself to others or trying to perform for approval. It's like pruning a tree. By removing what's unnecessary, you allow healthy new growth to take place. Even historical figures recognize the importance of stepping back. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and philosopher, often practiced solitude to gain clarity and focus on what truly mattered. If someone as powerful as he was found value in this, so can you. To start, take small steps. Disconnect from social media and digital distractions for a couple of days. Use this time to reflect, journal, or simply enjoy quiet moments. Let people know you're taking time for yourself, and you don't need to explain why, just say you need space. Dedicate even a small amount of time each day, like 10 minutes in the morning or an hour in the evening, to be alone with your thoughts. These small actions might seem insignificant, but they're powerful. Each one brings you closer to living a more intentional and authentic life. Think about anyone who has undergone a major change. Their story often involves a period of stepping back to focus on themselves. J.K. Rowling is an example. Before Harry Potter became a global success, she spent years writing in solitude, away from public scrutiny. This gave her the space to create something extraordinary. Your transformation doesn't have to be dramatic, but the idea is the same. Taking time for yourself allows you to rebuild, refocus, and return stronger. It's easy to stay busy, visible, and distracted, but true courage lies in stepping back and saying, I need this time for myself. Disappearing isn't weakness, it's strength. It's choosing silence and solitude because that's where real change begins. Transformation starts with stillness. When you remove distractions, you create space for deep reflection. Reflection isn't just sitting passively. It's about understanding who you are, what you want, and what's holding you back. Imagine trying to navigate a ship in foggy waters. You could drift aimlessly. Reflection clears the fog, giving you clarity and direction. Modern life doesn't encourage reflection. We're taught to keep moving, achieving, and chasing the next goal. But as Marcus Aurelius said, nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul. When you take inventory of your life, you start to notice patterns, habits, and dreams you've been ignoring. This awareness is the first step toward change. Reflection doesn't need a fancy setup. A little time, quiet space, and honesty are enough. Writing is a great way to reflect. It slows your thoughts and helps you express what you're feeling. Ask yourself questions like, what do I truly want? What am I holding on to that no longer serves me? What would my ideal day look like? Write freely without worrying about grammar or structure. Another tool is meditation. Sit in silence for 5 to 10 minutes, focusing on your breath. When thoughts arise, notice them and let them go. This builds clarity and emotional resilience over time. You can also try daily check-ins. At the end of each day, take 5 minutes to reflect. What went well today? What could I have done differently? How did I honor my goals or values? These simple practices help you become more aware and intentional with your choices. Reflection is like holding up a mirror to your life. It's not always easy, but it's necessary for growth. Reflection reveals the truth, and that truth becomes the foundation for your growth. Over time, you'll start asking yourself what you truly want instead of what others expect from you. You'll notice which habits or relationships are holding you back and which ones are helping you move forward. You'll also confront your fears, those invisible barriers that often prevent you from growing. Reflection brings these truths to light so you can address them. Yes, it can be uncomfortable, but discomfort is where growth happens. Reflection is not just about becoming aware, it's about using that awareness to take action. Start by identifying 3 areas in your life where you'd like to see improvement, perhaps in your health, relationships, or career. Write them down. Start small. If improving your health is a goal, commit to drinking more water or taking a daily walk. If it's about your career, dedicate 15 minutes daily to learning a new skill. Track your progress in a journal. Reflect on what's working, what isn't, and how you can adjust. This keeps you focused and accountable. Ancient Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, practiced daily reflection. He used his journal not for others but for himself, to align his actions with his values. You can do the same. At the start or end of your day, ask yourself, what went well today? Where did I fall short and why? How can I improve tomorrow? This isn't about being hard on yourself. It's about growing. Daily reflection creates a feedback loop that helps you make better choices over time. Think of reflection like cleaning a mirror. When the mirror is dusty, your view is distorted. But as you clean it, the image becomes clearer. The mirror is your life, and reflection helps you wipe away doubt, distractions, and fear until you see yourself clearly. Transformation requires honesty. It's easy to tell yourself comforting lies, but true growth happens when you face the uncomfortable truths. Reflection helps you strip away the noise and connect with what's real. Here's a challenge. Take 10 minutes today for reflection. Write, meditate, or just sit in silence. Ask yourself one important question. Asterisk, what is one thing I need to let go of to move forward? Asterisk, don't rush the answer. Let it come naturally. Now, rebuilding begins. After disappearing and reflecting, the next step is putting in the work to rebuild your life. Transformation doesn't happen in big leaps, but in small, steady actions that align with your goals and values. Think of your life as a house. Over time, shaky foundations have been built on others' expectations, distractions, and unhelpful habits. To rebuild, you need to clear away the unstable parts and construct something stronger, brick by brick. The first step is transforming your mindset. If your thoughts are stuck in old patterns, no external change will last. Start by letting go of the need for external validation. The constant need for approval is like a cage, keeping you from true freedom. Ask yourself, asterisk, if no one were watching, what would I do differently? Asterisk, focus on growth. Mistakes aren't failures, they're lessons. Every setback is a chance to learn and improve. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, asterisk, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Building good habits is key. Habits shape how you spend your time and energy. To become your best self, build habits that support your goals. Start with a solid morning routine. How you start your day sets the tone for everything else. Avoid checking your phone as soon as you wake up. Spend 10 minutes journaling or meditating. Move your body, even if it's a simple stretch or a short walk. Plan your day with intention. Take care of your body. It's your engine for transformation. Eat nourishing food, drink plenty of water, and get quality sleep. Rest is non-negotiable. Commit to learning daily. Spend time developing a skill or pursuing a passion that excites and challenges you, not just for work but for yourself. Protect your energy. Say no to things that drain you and yes to things that align with your values. Remember, every yes means saying no to something else. Once you have the right mindset and habits, focus on your purpose. Your purpose is the roof over everything you build. Ask yourself, what brings me joy? What challenges am I willing to face for growth? How can I use my strengths to make an impact? Your purpose doesn't have to be grand. It just needs to matter to you, whether it's raising a family, creating art, or building a fulfilling career. Purpose gives direction and resilience. Transformation takes consistent effort. Small daily actions lead to big changes over time. Look at Oprah's story. She faced setbacks for years before achieving success. It was her persistence and belief in herself that made the difference. Imagine your life a year from now. The small changes you make today can completely transform your future. Think of rebuilding as tending a garden. First, clear the weeds, distractions, bad habits, and limiting beliefs. Then plant seeds, new habits, goals, and values. Nurture them with patience and care. At first, progress might seem slow, but over time, your garden will flourish. Rebuilding isn't easy. It requires discipline and a willingness to face discomfort, but the reward is worth it. A life that feels authentic, purposeful, and aligned with who you truly are. Start today. Choose one habit to build, one mindset shift to embrace, or one boundary to set. Focus on progress, not perfection. Rebuilding doesn't happen overnight, but every small step takes you closer to the life you deserve. The journey from stepping back to transforming your life takes courage, patience, and honesty, but the result is undeniable, a life that's fully yours. Now it's your turn. What's one step you can take today to begin? Maybe it's taking a break from social media, starting a journal, or setting aside time to reflect on your goals. Whatever it is, commit to it. Take a moment to say, "I'm ready," as a sign of your decision to reset and transform. Remember, the world doesn't need a louder version of you. It needs the truest version of you, aligned, focused, and authentically yourself.